What's good? What's good? What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G, coming at you all the way live. I'm in your face and I'm in your space, and I'm definitely blessed to be here on this wonderful day. It is June 14th, 2026, here in the great state of Mississippi. We are live at 5. I am your host, Big G, here on the Prime Time Network, and you are tuned into Industry Talk. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Wherever you chimed in from, I know you guys touch in and lock in with me globally. So whether you're in Uganda, Zimbabwe, Uruguay, Paris, the UK, it does not make a difference to me. I want you to lock in and pin where you're chiming in from. Yeah, y'all saw how I did that. I'm eloquent with my words, but you know, I don't like to sit there and boast or brag or showcase. But there's one thing that I do like to talk about. There's one thing I love talking about. I love talking about statistics. I love talking about the numbers, right? I love talking about individuals that have been impacted by what we've given back in terms of sweat equity in the community. Okay? I don't know if you understand what I'm saying about that. But sometimes, it might not necessarily be a building, an edifice that comes out of the ground. It might be the individuals. It might be people that you've taken the time to invest in because they believe in themselves. They want more for themselves. They desire, they have dreams and visions of what it is that they want to get accomplished, right? So with that being the case, those are the success stories that I myself personally love to tell. Why? Because I saw it happen right before my very eyes. Right before my very eyes. And so today I get an opportunity to speak with, and I have a what I would consider a long list of individuals that participated in our programs, that participated in our mentorship group, our AAU basketball team down in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. And when I say that, hands down, statistically, hands down, and I want anybody that can try to refute it or disagree, I want everyone to sit there statistically and tell me the number of young men and women that were involved with what they were doing, not so much in terms of what I was doing, but what they were doing, coming to the Boys and Girls Club, the VCJ gymnasium, and doing homework assistance, conditioning, training, basketball, 7 days a week. If we weren't there, we were running the bridge, we were on the beach, you name it, you saw the consistency. And so you see that discipline and that drive in the work ethic in the kids that are now grown men and women that I have an opportunity to go back and talk to and shine a very bright light on their accomplishments. They're special to me. I witnessed it. I had an opportunity to see these young men and women become beacons of light and ambassadors for generations to come. Today, I'm getting an opportunity to sit down with a man whose football journey is a testament to perseverance, resilience, and staying committed to the process. Our guest, Jaylan Wilson, has traveled the road from community college to Delta State University, through the semi-professional ranks with the Gulf Coast Raiders and Lacombe Cardinals, and into professional football with the Huntsville Astros, still with aspirations and dreams. We're going to get into that. We're going to talk about that. His story isn't just about touchdowns, tackles, and game day performances. It's about the sacrifices made when nobody's watching and the determination required to keep pushing forward, and the mindset needed to pursue a dream beyond the obstacles and setbacks that come with the game. So tonight, we're going to have this discussion. We're going to get on this journey, the grind, the lessons learned, and the legacy he's building still, both on and off the field. If you're an athlete, a competitor, or simply someone chasing a goal, I can assure you, ladies and gentlemen, this conversation definitely is for you. So coming to the stage, my good man, my good friend, Mr. Jaylan Wilson, ladies and gentlemen.
What's going on, everybody? How y'all doing?
Good deal, good deal. What's going on, Jay Will?
What's going on, Coach?
Man, look here, brother. I am blessed and I am happy to see you, my good man. I'm happy to see
sir.
you. You're looking good, man.
Oh man, thank you, Coach. Thank you.
Yeah, I mean, you ain't looking as good as your body, you know, but
Oh man,
you're looking
Coach, I've been looking good forever, man.
Already then, and that's the truth. You was a playboy back in the day. I remember. We ain't gonna get into all of that, but
nah, we ain't gonna do that.
yeah, we gonna get into all of that. But before we get off into it, because I can tell stories about you all day long, right? Let's get the audience an idea of who you are, because we live right now, and of course, what happens is, we put it out into the field on our Boss Talk platforms, and it goes everywhere. So people all over the world are going to see this when it breaks. Give the people an idea of who you are and where you're from, Jaylan.
First of all, I'm Jaylan Wilson. From a town of Bay St. Louis. I'm a humble person, a respectful person all around, man. Family man. Just just a just a person that just thrive on just keep going in life, just elevating, being successful, things like that, man. But yeah, man, that's just a summary of me.
Okay, so take us back. Let's take us back to the beginning.
All right, let's do it.
When did football become more than just a game for you? Because you were a multi-talented student athlete. You played more than just football. We're gonna get into that too, because there's a little backstory there. With you, my sons, and the whole 9 yards, and our crew. Because we had a real crew back then. You know what I mean? That was every day with us. But we'll get into that. But let's talk about this football first. Let's get into where this whole thing kicked off. Talk to me.
So man, I started playing football at 9 years old. Like
Okay.
organized football. I started playing organized football at 9 years old. Now before that, it was always backyard. It was always backyard. And I think nowadays football starts at like 5 and 6. I didn't play organized football at the age. I started at 8 years old or 9 years old. But yeah, man, it started from backyard. The Boys and Girls Clubs, man, just being around a lot of friends, we getting together, just throwing the football around, or we just picking teams playing football. Then I actually started youth football at 9 years old. I've been playing ever since. So it was just, just a kid just, playing sports. And like you said, I was multi-talented, so I played basketball too as well. So I just love sports all around.
Right.
But I didn't really lock into football until I was about, I say when I got in middle school,
Okay.
that's when I knew it was really real. When you get to middle school, you see different things than what you see in the little leagues. You know,
Yeah.
you're going against older people, or you're going against people your age, and some kids might be stronger, faster, and things like that. And I just always wanted to stick out. So, and then that's when the weights came into play. So like the whole 9 yards are just like sports and football. That's when it hit me when I got to middle school.
Okay. So you went through a couple of different positions because you were quarterback, wide receiver. Did you ever cross the line and play any defense? Talk to me about.
Oh yeah,
Uh,
yeah. So I played all around the board. I played quarterback, receiver, and I played corner and safety. So
mhm.
I done played almost a lot of positions on both sides. I done played a little bit of everything.
So in high school, um, because you went to Bay High, great program with the Tigers over there. You- on the field between you and a couple of individuals, y'all really carried the team, right?
Mhm.
With the talent and the skill set. You guys had a real productive year. But coming out of high school and going into junior college up in Pearl River, what was the difference? How did that hit you when you first hit campus and you've got these two a days, you got gases, you got all this different types of training that you beginning to go through? How did that impact you coming out of high school?
Uh, I could say going to college straight out of high school to play football. When I got to Pearl River, man, I seen like when I first got there and stepped foot on campus, the difference like of just size. You
Right.
know, it was people way bigger than me,
Yeah.
and it looked like they've been doing this a long time and stuff like that. And then like actually just being on the field and like in the weight room with those guys with my
Mhm.
teammates,
Mhm.
it's the pace of everything. And like coaches in high school, like my coaches in high school, they always saying like when you get to college, it's gonna be a different pace.
Mhm.
And that was one thing that stuck out to me. The pace you got to keep up.
Okay. So let me ask you this. The training that we would go through when you guys were in high school,
Mhm.
right? Because you guys went through hell training with me, right? And Crowder P, Coach Ronald,
Mhm.
LZ, and Avery Oma, and everybody that poured into you guys. You know what I'm saying? That was with us on a regular and consistent basis. At the gym. Um, Coach from Gulfport, um, with the Heat, Coach Ray, their family. It was a lot of stuff that we did on a regular and consistent basis. But training and conditioning wise, number one, there was nobody on the Gulf Coast during y'all high school era in basketball that was conditioned like you guys. Would you agree?
I agree.
There was nobody.
Uh,
Nobody did the
a
types of
thousand
conditioning.
percent.
Yes. Okay. Um, so getting into junior college, were you prepared? Let me ask you that question. Or was it something that was just so like, man, I've never seen anything like this before in my life? Or were you prepared for what came down the pipe in junior college and going into Delta State on the D1 level?
No, I was definitely prepared. The
Mhm.
workouts, I could say the workouts in our program that we were doing was
Yes.
similar to the workouts we were doing in college. So the things that we were doing in the program, I was already ready for that.
Right.
And being out there, you could tell like some athletes didn't do the things that we did because they wasn't ready. They wasn't cut out for it. So those are the ones that didn't make it.
Right.
That they couldn't hold up, or they just walked off because I mean it
Just
was too
walked out.
much for them.
Too much.
It
And the
was
thing
too much.
about it is, although we were training for basketball, our conditioning regimen was conditioning. It didn't
It's
make a difference what
conditioning.
sport you played. You know what I mean?
Conditioning is conditioning.
Yes, yes, yes. So I'm glad to hear that was a benefit. But like I said, I had an opportunity, and I was blessed and fortunate to see all of you guys. Makai, Austin, Christian, Kyrie, Um, Man, I mean the list. I'm talking about Hodges. Austin Alexander, yourself. G Total, and Jemiah Galloway. The list goes on and on and on. Teray Powell. I mean, everybody that was on that big high squad that wanted to come and be in that gym and be a part of the after school program and even the summer program. Um, we watched. I had an opportunity to watch you guys go from, little roly polies, little chunky roly polies.
Oh yeah.
Because we're talking about from bitty basketball, bitty football, all the way up into high school. And now I'm looking at you right now. I don't even recognize you. You look like the fucking Hulk. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at your neck and your head and your shoulders. I'm like, damn, Jay Will look good, man. I can tell you still conditioned. I can tell you still doing your thing. You know what I mean? And that's a blessing and a testament to your discipline. I know you have a family right now and you have aspirations and dreams, and we're gonna get into that. But I'm just saying, man, I'm proud of you, Jay Will. I really am.
Appreciate you, coach.
Um,
Appreciate you.
and knowing that, I'm telling you, I brag about you guys all the time. I really do. Because statistically, and I was talking about the numbers, I have not seen a group of individuals from that era, right after, and I could be wrong, statistically, that had more honor roll students that graduated from high school, post high school, went to college or to the military and excelling in both. And you did get your degree from Delta State.
Yes, sir.
You see what I mean? So
Yes, sir.
let me ask you this. Was it ever about sports or was it more about education?
No, it was
When you
about
guys were,
education.
that was the thing. And you
And you
guys,
and you preach that all the time.
of course.
That's in the back. That was in the back of our head. I mean, you can't play sports without it. You can't play sports with bad grades. So you always got to keep up in your books. I
Right.
mean, sports is it's a privilege.
Yeah.
It's a privilege.
And you got an opportunity to come full force and right in your face with that, knowing that, hey man, I got to have these books to move forward. Now here's the culture shock, right? Because you come from a small town, Bay St. Louis. Although Delta State is out in the sticks, it's out in the country,
Mm-hmm.
right? But it's still a D1 college. You get
D
what I'm
two, D
saying?
two, yeah.
D1, D2,
But
NCAA. You still
NCAA is all it is.
okay, you still getting what 20, 30,000 people? What was the population on campus?
It was about that.
Yeah.
There was a
So
lot of people.
there's a lot of people on campus, new faces, new energy, new everything coming from junior college where you may have 1,500 to 2,000 people on campus,
Mm-hmm.
moving around, moving and shaking. But now I'm at Delta State. I'm on the football team. I'm one of the top players on the football team, and I'm thrown in the midst of Chocolate City. Because I don't know where you went to high school.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
You get what I'm saying?
right,
In Bay St. Louis, Mississippi. So now talk to me about that experience and that college experience, because a lot of kids coming out of high school, they might not have aspirations to go to college. And they need
right.
to understand that, hey man, the best way for you to actually make positive moves in your life is to go get an education or go to the military. Because if you stay at home, guess what's going to happen? Talk to us, man. Let us know something.
Yeah. So like I said, man, I mean, it's all about education first. It's about the books. And like I said, you preached that. You was preaching that like it was an everyday thing. I know you can't play sports without it because they require a certain GPA for you to play. I mean, it's just NCAA rules. But yeah, man, just being on top of my grades, man, it allowed me to continue doing what I'm doing. So I went out of Bay High. I think I had a 3.7 GPA
Yeah.
going to Pearl River right after. And I had a 3.3, 3.4. Uh and then going to Delta State, I just always stayed in threes with the GPA. So
Yeah.
I mean, education it played a big part, and I mean that's what it was mostly about. But
Mhm. Mhm.
uh, just like the experience though, like just coming out of high school, like just playing sports overall though, you know, in high school you may be that guy, you may be
Right.
that guy, you might be the top dog, you know, you the man. But one thing my coach said that I'll always remember, and this sticks with me to this day: what you did in high school don't matter once you on this
Mhm.
level,
Right.
because you might have been that man, you might have been that person, that dog in high school, but on this level, in NCAA or in JUCO, everybody that man. So now it's up to you, how you gonna stick out, or what you gonna do to put yourself in a position, you know, to better yourself on and off the field or court, whatever you doing,
Right.
or what you gonna do to stick out. So now it's all about work ethic. So I
Mhm.
mean, work ethic, you gotta have work ethic in everything you do. You gotta have the work ethic in the books, field, off the field, court, on the court, off the court. I mean, you gotta have work ethic and everything through with a job. You gotta have a work ethic.
Right.
So I
Okay.
mean,
So speaking on that, how did your experience at
mhm,
Delta State University shape you as a man, not just as an athlete? Because I want that aspect of it because
mhm,
I could go back into your childhood because I know you. You
mhm,
know what I'm saying? I know your family. I know you. I know your background. I know your pedigree. But let's talk about the collegiate side of it.
mhm.
How did you develop as a man, and what did Delta State and even Pearl River, what did those programs do for you, and how did it shape you into who you are present day?
So I could say about school and sports wise, the business like how to conduct yourself as a person in the real world, and the sports and the education side, it showed, you know, it played a big part, because
Mhm.
you gotta be able to conduct yourself in a professional way in all aspects. I mean, just our system, our education system in the from the schools I went to, for Pearl River and Delta State, our education system and our coach and our football system, they were all about, you know, being professional in everything you do. So the way
Mhm.
we dress, you know, sitting in the front rows of the class, you know, how to conduct ourselves when we are around people, how we are around kids and stuff like that. So
Right.
it it definitely played a part of me growing up, and then just being away from home. You know, that's the main thing. I could say when I got to Pearl River out of high school, Pearl River was only 45 minutes from Bay St. Louis.
Mhm.
But it's the fact that you being away from home every day. You're not coming home every day after practice. You're not coming home every day after a game. You're not
Mhm.
coming home every day after school. You going back to your dorm, you 45 minutes away. And you
Mhm.
know, when you're a freshman in college, you kind of get homesick.
Right.
But that's something you gotta grow, and that's when it comes, it's your mental. And it was the same way when I transferred to Delta State in 2020. Delta State was 5 hours from home.
Right.
So there was no coming home every weekend or coming home you had to stay up there.
Mhm.
So just it helped me grow a lot. It helped me you know do things on my own. You
Yeah.
know, I didn't
Yeah.
have I didn't have to keep calling on mom to see what I had to do and stuff like that. You know, I had to figure out on my own, and that's why I really appreciate the experiences from both colleges.
Okay. And like I said, you're going to be the first of a long line of interviews that we're going to be hosting. Right.
Mhm.
I'm locking in with all your partners. Moody, Alston, Makai. I'm talking about. I want to sit down and schedule interviews with all of you guys because at this point, all of you have blown the statistics out of the water in terms of um, black men in America.
Mhm.
Statistically, coming out of a small rural town in Mississippi and seeing the success rate of each and every last one of you, right?
Mm.
You have Derek Hall just won a Super Bowl. These are all you. These are all your partners. You know what I'm
Yes,
saying?
sir.
Your brother Tolu just made it into the second round of the playoffs. You a professional football player, still pursuing your dreams, right? G's overseas. You know, Austin graduated, and still to this day, because y'all know I fell out with that boy that was y'all coach at Bay High, but Austin Alexander should be playing basketball right now, right? But he still went and graduated, got his degree. So Kyrie in the military, the twins,
Mm.
submariners in the military. Man, look, I can go on and on and on about how awesome y'all group was. You see what I'm saying?
Mm.
So that's why I have to have this conversation because you guys have a story coming out of Bay St. Louis that is a benchmark for every young man, woman, young boy, girl trying to pursue something in life. That's a story that you can follow.
Mm.
Cheese right now in the Navy. You remember Cheese? You know Austin's little brother? Both
My
of
boy
them.
Darius, my boy Darius.
Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, man. Just awesome stories.
Mm-hmm.
Just coming out of my hometown, man, out of Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, that people will not talk about because they don't know the story. The only thing that you hear about Bay St. Louis in reference to is tragedy, Hurricane Katrina, things that, you know, but we're going to start shining a very bright light on everything that you guys are doing, man, because y'all are
Mm.
doing some phenomenal stuff. Even right now, congratulations. I hear you got a baby boy.
Thank you, yes, sir.
So tell us, man, how is that? Because I have a lot more stuff I want to talk to you about, but how is
Oh yeah.
that experience? You know, knowing that, hey, man, I wonder what's gonna come of this.
Yeah.
You know, I have the responsibility of raising this child right now. You
Mm-hmm.
know, and now you can sit there and look at your mom and be like, "Mom, I'm sorry. I know I put you through hell because my baby right now it's got me up."
Hey,
Moving and grooving. I don't know which way I'm going and coming. Talk to me, man. Talk to me.
nah, that, nah, oh man. When we found out that his mom was pregnant,
Yeah.
I was actually I just we was in season for my first professional year in Huntsville.
Okay.
So uh so we in the living room because we actually gearing up packing because we about to hit the road to Tampa to get ready to play and get a text message and said she wasn't feeling good and that she thought she had food poisoning and things like that. So I'm like, I mean, just the typical. So I'm like, you know what? We just gonna try everything. You took medicine, it still ain't working and stuff like that. So about a pregnancy test, and she took two.
Mhm.
She took two, and it only took 30 minutes. And that one message, I will always remember was, are you busy?
Okay.
That I knew right then and there. I said,
Yeah.
uh-oh.
Yeah.
But once we found out, man, it was I didn't know how to feel. Like I was excited, like because I was excited.
Yeah.
I was super excited. I was like, man, I'm about to be a dad, and
Okay.
it was
Awesome.
just, it was mind blowing. I was like, dang, I'm really finna be a dad because I always wanted to be a dad. So
Okay.
I'm like, man, it felt good. It felt good, but that when that happened, a lot of things change.
Right. Of
So
course. Of course.
your schedule change. your
Yes.
mindset changed. Like everything changed. Everything that you do, it changed. Because now the 9 months, the 9 months he in the stomach, you still got to make ways or have you got to doctor's appointments. You have to you have to maintain. But
Right.
then when he actually get here, when the baby get here, it's a whole nother ball game.
Right. Because
So
now you're realizing that okay, I'm not living for myself anymore.
living for a life I created.
There you go. There
Living
you
for
go.
a life I created. So now you have to you have to find time to do this to do the things that you used to do. Now you have to find the time. Now you gotta that's what you was talking about, sacrifice.
Right.
That's where all the sacrifices, play a role. Cause now you're not going to the gym or you're not going to work out at this time that you usually do because you got to be at home. You got to take care of your duties at home. You got to go to work if you're working so just everything just change your mindset, your schedule, just everything. But it's just you got to keep going. It's all a mental thing. it's
Right.
it's not impossible. So
Hmm.
I just like to how the world is today. Some people make it seem like it's impossible. It's not impossible. You just have to do it. You got to have the want to do it. It's just it's I mean, and I
Okay.
want to do it, and I'm going to do it. So I mean, that's and he's definitely a motivation. He gives me more motivation because I want him to grow up, and I want to instill in him that whatever you want to do, and if that's anything you want to do, you can do it. All you got to do is just you got to put your mind to it, and you got to stay committed, stay dedicated to what you want to do.
Right. Um, Huntsville
Mhm.
Astros 2025.
Yes,
When
sir.
that opportunity came down the pipeline, um, what did you feel in that moment? What was it? What was that like? Knowing that okay, I didn't busted my tail, blood, sweat, tears. I didn't grind it, and now I'm being given this opportunity to be on this professional stage. Talk to me.
Oh, it was exciting. It was exciting.
Yeah.
I was very grateful. I was very grateful because I still had the opportunity. Well, it's my first professional opportunity, so I was definitely grateful. But then something in my head clicked like this. You got to be a professional, so it's gonna be harder than what it is in college. So you got to step your game up even more.
Right.
Uh, but just being in Huntsville, or just not even being in Huntsville, but just going from the college to the pro. Every everybody has a unique story and then a unique background, and everybody there for the same thing, but they come from different backgrounds. Everybody's trying to make it to the next level to get to the major leagues and things like that. So it was real unique and real interesting, and like I said, I was just very grateful, to be out there for my first professional year.
Okay. Um, Now I just had a flashback, right?
Mhm.
Because we just having a conversation. So but I had a flashback, and some hairs rose up on the back of my neck because I get aggravated every time I think about this, right? And I've
Mhm.
been wanting to ask you this question, just like I'm gonna ask everybody that was on that team, because like I said, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna have interviews with all of you guys, from Makai to Christian Vontour to Darius Wyman. I mean, you name it. Everybody that was on the squad, I'm talking to them. We're gonna get them
Mhm.
on industry talk. We're gonna have that conversation. But I have to ask you, right? Darius Wyman, Jalen Wilson, Galen Smith Jr., Tolu Smith, Trigger Trey. I'm trying to think who else was on the court.
Moody,
Chris, Chris Moody. Chris
Keish-
Moody.
Keyshawn,
Okay, okay. But We were one game away from state. And y'all let some midgets whip y'all ass. Please explain to me. I can't get that damn half court 3-point shot out my head, or I can't understand how y'all go from leading by 12, go into motion zero, who whatever idiot decided to call motion zero. I'm still trying to figure out what motion zero is. You know how many years ago this was?
Yeah, it was about 9 years ago.
And this shit fresh on my brain today. Cause I'm sitting there in the stands watching a state championship slip away. And y'all got beat by some midgets from was it southeast, northeast? I don't even
I
remember.
think it
It
was
was out of Meridian.
Northeast Lauderdale. So
Northeast Lauderdale, out of Meridian. Man, do you remember that game, Jay Will?
I remember it. Everything vividly.
Jay Will, y'all beat every 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A squad in the state of Mississippi, Louisiana, and the surrounding areas. Y'all beat Biloxi for Hoop Fest. Y'all were the coldest group on the coast.
For sure.
Without question, the coldest basketball team on the coast.
Hands down, for sure.
But we got beat by some midgets, bro.
It still haunt me to this day.
Haunt! I
It
had to
still
live
haunt me.
through that debauchery. Do y'all know how much training y'all did
Woo!
to do something
Hey,
called motion zero? Do y'all know that y'all were the epitome of running gun basketball? Could nobody keep up with y'all? Nobody could keep up with y'all. Y'all were the only team on the coast that had high flyers, and everybody on the team could dunk the basketball. Some of the coldest 3-point shooters on the coast. Darius Wyman, Trigger Trey, Keyshawn. Man, come on. Jaylen Wilson. I'm just saying, y'all supposed to have a state chip. Y'all was supposed to have a championship banner flying in Bay High right now with that team.
for sure. Like, hands down. We were supposed to be the team. We were supposed to be the second team to do it.
Yes.
We were supposed to be the
Yes.
second team to do it.
Yes. I know when y'all used to have home games, even when y'all would go away, but when y'all had home games and y'all would look up in the stands and see got daggone the Tiger Dome was full, jumping.
Man.
High school basketball games.
we was the team to see. We were definitely the team to see. And we had fans from other schools come to see us play every
Coming
week.
to see. Coming to see. Come on, man. That's just what I remember. Man, I remember y'all some of the coldest players.
Oh yeah.
Y'all still are. I mean, just personality wise and who you are is humble individuals walking through life, making your way. But just to see that, knowing, but that like I said, that was a thorn in my side forever.
Oh yeah.
Because I didn't understand that coaching decision. Because y'all never played slow down basketball. Y'all never played slow down basketball. Y'all did not slow the basketball down. And so when you get to college, you're making the transition and you go to play football. Have you ever been in a position where the coach says we're gonna ease up?
Oh no.
Right.
No, not in football. Not in football, no. Because especially football, you never want to ease up.
Because the tide can change so quickly.
Yeah, and it happened. It happened. It was times in football. We down a lot, or the other team down a lot, and teams come back.
Right.
So I mean, it was times that one team it was a rival team actually the year before put up 60 points on us. So we took that to the chin to the next year.
Yeah.
And we said we remember what y'all did us last year.
Right.
So we put up 70 on them
Yeah, because there
the
ain't no
next
mercy
year.
rule. There ain't no mercy
Yeah.
rule.
We put
Right.
up 70 on them. So
Right.
I mean,
So let me ask you this. Let me ask you this. Because I can't ever remember where through our programming you just got rewarded for participation. So in college, I know they don't just give out participation trophies.
no. Mm-mm.
In life, they don't just give out participation trophies. You got to go accomplish some shit.
Right.
You see, so present day, things that I'm seeing nowadays, kids are getting rewarded for doing nothing,
Mm-hmm.
just for being there. How do you address stuff like that? Because you've gone through it, Jay Will. You've gone through, hell and high water to get to the accomplishments and the things that you've, you know, desired to do and still working towards. How do you position yourself to try to make kids understand that life isn't easy? There's nothing about life that's easy.
Mm-hmm.
And how do you
Oh,
prepare them for that?
oh, that's a good question. That's a good question, coach. I mean, just from experience, like me just training kids
Yeah.
when I used to train kids and stuff like that,
Uh-huh.
I always used to preach nothing will be given to you.
Okay.
Nothing will be given to you. So everything that you have and stuff like that, you got to work for. So I mean, so that's when I put them through intense stuff like that because like if you really want something, you got to go get it. It ain't just gonna be given to you.
Mm.
And, and it's still I'm 26 and I still live by that. Ain't nothing gonna be given to you. You got to go out and get it.
Right.
Uh, but I think they do that now is because you know how crazy the world is today. And most kids be inside all the time. We got technology, tablets, phones, and things like that. Kids be sitting inside. So I think it comes from coaches just trying to get kids out. Bring back the youth sports and just having kids out and not them just sitting inside all the time. So and I think that's what the participation awards come from and stuff like that. So I mean,
Okay. Well, let's shift gears because this is what I'm really getting at. Right.
mm,
You know where we're from. You know the
right,
small town that you grew up in, and
right,
it really was. It's more city. It's more city. A lot of people don't realize we have two casinos in our town,
right,
in
yeah,
Hancock County. So
mm,
it's really a lot of traffic that comes down I-10 and Highway 90. And us being a port city, we're on the water.
yeah,
Um, is a lot of action. It's a lot of street action.
mm,
A lot of opportunities for young men and women to take a wrong turn. Right.
mm,
So coming up, people may not realize how close to taking a wrong turn you could have made. Not
mm,
just you, G, Tolu, all of you guys, right? Because of how close you were to the street elements in Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, right? We'll keep
mm,
it, we'll keep it there. You understand that parallel, right?
right,
It would have been just as easy for you to go to college or sell crack on the street. True?
true,
Or go grab you a couple of pounds and go work out. True?
true,
And could have been really productive because of who you are. True?
True.
Okay. So I'm not trying to disclose anything. I'm just being straight up about what it is,
Right.
where we come from. But you've actively made because within that, we've taken some loss. Trigger Trey's brother,
Mm-hmm.
you know, lost his life. You see what I mean?
Right.
So, like I said, the statistic wasn't that tragedy doesn't happen. The statistic is the success rate of those that decided to go in a different direction,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because all of you guys have your own street stories to tell. That's not for me to do. Now, I can sit there and I can give you mine, which I won't. Y'all know me. Y'all know my life. Y'all know who the hell I am. Y'all know Big G. Y'all know Coach. There's no secret there. But at the same time, the elements of my past life never reflected anything upon what you guys were doing. True or false?
True.
You never witnessed it. You never saw it. You
Mm-mm.
never introduced it to you. Hey,
Mm-mm.
Jay Will, why don't you smoke this joint? Hey, Jay Will, take this pack up the street. No, no. So knowing that all of you had big dreams, big aspirations, and the potential, because some of you guys came in making F's and D's. It had to go from that to if I want to play, I gotta goddamn get my grades right.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying you were one of them because your mom ain't play that shit. You know what I'm
No.
saying? You came in on point. You know what I mean? But we did have some that were struggling, and we all chipped in to make sure that everybody's grades were good and sound, and you guys moved in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
So my thing is, man, whether you realize it or not, Mr. Wilson, you are an inspiration to so many young individuals who are looking at you and looking at your other brothers and sisters that came through that fire in Bay St. Louis to say, hey, man, we can make it out of here. We can always come back and contribute to our communities, but we can make it out of here because I've seen Mr. Wilson do it. I've seen Chris Moody do it. He's the new assistant head coach at William Carey now. You know, I've seen Austin Alexander do it or Makai Wyman do it. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
A Kyrie Hodges do it. You know, so like I said, the list goes on and on and on. And when you guys are the representation of our community, you know, my sons included, because they're accomplishing things at a very high level as well. But all of you guys were a special group. You know, Derek Hall included. You know, a lot of people don't know that all of you guys are really good friends.
Mm-hmm.
But to know that that was what came out of the Gulf Coast at that time, and to see you guys where you are now, I'm like, man, look, statistically, they can't touch it. I'm still waiting to see it. But you know what I found out? No one is giving back to the community. We never charged a dime for what we were doing.
No. Mm-mm.
It ain't cost nothing. Nothing. I don't care where we went. I don't care what we went to eat. I don't care what we did. It did not cost anything.
Just had to show up.
You just had to show up. Just had to show up. Now, don't get mad at me because I was doing whatever I had to do to get that money. Don't get mad at me. Shit had to get paid for. Jay Will.
Man. Oh man.
I ain't say nothing, Jay Will. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. People know me, man. It ain't no damn secret. Come on.
Oh yeah.
Come on, man. But I had a great time watching it. You know, I had a great time watching it. What separates players who want the opportunity, you know, And really, what does it really take to get prepared? And how do you have to prepare your body and condition your body to be a pro, to go through that regimen, especially football, because you really pounding,
Mm.
taking hits, So, and then of course, as a quarterback, the IQ has to be off the charts. You have to know every player position. You have to know where every player's got to be, offense and defense, all the defensive sets and schemes, offensive set plays. Talk to me.
Oh,
How does a young man prepare himself for that journey?
first thing is you got to prepare mentally. You got to prepare mentally. You got to know what you finna get into. You gotta, everything just come from the mind. So you you got to be able to have a strong mind to even last in that. Oh, I mean, cause like if you just like for instance, if you don't know what you're doing, if you just out there blind, just like whatever you do, if you in game practice or workouts, if you blind to the workouts, you don't know what you muscle recovery, rest and all. If you don't know what you're doing, you're gonna hurt yourself. You're gonna hurt yourself. So you just gotta prepare mentally, and then after that it comes physically. So I mean, you definitely got to prepare your body, especially if, like you said, in football, man, you can get hurt. You can get hurt easily. You got to do the right workouts. You got to do the workouts right. So like Mr. I said, you got to do the right workouts, and then you got to do the workouts right. You know, to stay healthy. The workouts, man, you gotta be they gotta be high tense, man. They gotta be high intensity. I mean, that's what we started that, in our programs. All our workouts was high intensity. We were on the beach, getting it in, ledges, weights, you know, we was doing the whole 9 yards. So I mean,
Well,
if
you
you're
got
not
it.
willing to do that, you really gonna hurt yourself. But
Mhm.
coaches, I mean, coaches, their main thing is if you don't know what you're doing, you're not gonna make it.
Yeah, yeah.
The mental part is the strongest, and it's the highest part of the process. Everything is all mental because you gotta how you gonna handle adversity
Hmm.
how you gonna handle things when you're back against the wall. You gotta be able to respond.
Right, right. Okay, okay. Um, I'm gonna say this live right now, just so that y'all will know. You know what I'm saying? Just so y'all know, we had a full fledged gymnasium at the house. These guys would come to the house and do the gauntlets, do the workouts, bench press, squat. I'm talking about squat rack, curls, you name it. You name it. They would come out over and work out every day. Look, I still to this day know for a fact they can't nail one. I don't care what kind of pro this, that, pro basketball, football, soccer, accountant. I don't care what kind of pros y'all are right now. Y'all still can't handle me on that bench. I'm telling you, y'all can't handle me on that bench. Huh?
I don't know now because I know out of our whole group, I got the biggest chest now, and that comes from the bench. So, hey,
Man,
man,
nigga,
I got it.
I'm the original
I got it.
silverback in this month. What? What? Jay
I
Will.
got it.
Jay Will.
I
I
got it.
used to eat
We get
225 for breakfast, Century sets, 225 for breakfast.
you.
Come
You
on, man.
did. You did. I can't lie. You did. And that was my weakest. That was my weakest thing was bench. I was all legs. My legs
Yeah.
were strong. I can't even lie about that.
But now you
But
say you got your weight up now, huh?
oh man, that chest and got big for a reason. That chest and got big.
I love it. I love the confidence, man. I love the confidence. I
Yes,
love it.
sir.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. That is all right, man. But yeah, if you ain't working out with 300, man, go sit down. Don't even come over. If you ain't starting out with 300 on that thing, 225 is just that's just lightweight, man. I'm telling you,
Yeah. I
that's
well,
lightweight.
well, hold on. No, so we might. Let me bring it back. Then you said we starting off with 300.
Yeah. What you
Oh,
what you crank it up with? We ain't doing no just we
oh no,
just
I'm gonna start off with 225. Now I can start off with
all
225
right.
straight off
Okay,
rip.
well, we'll start off with 225. We'll do 10 sets of 10.
Yeah, we can do that,
Yeah, and then we'll move up from there.
and then we'll move up. I ain't gonna
Yeah,
burn out.
yeah,
I ain't
yeah,
gonna
yeah,
burn
yeah,
out.
yeah, 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 yeah. We can take our time with it.
Yeah,
I'm anybody in the crew that's ready to get in it. Let me
I don't,
know.
I don't think they ready.
I know they
I
ain't
don't
ready.
think they ready.
I know they ain't ready. I'm
Uh,
old and over the hill, but I'm ready. I'm telling you. Even if I ain't ready, I ain't gonna let y'all know I ain't ready.
uh-uh.
I'm ready.
I'm all about, and I always stand on this. You gonna have to show me.
You gonna have to show me,
You gonna
goddamn.
have to show me. You got to prove me wrong.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Hey man, Jay Will, look, man, we've been chopping it up for an hour. It's been great. I got a bunch more stuff I want to talk to you about. But I just wanted to show you some appreciation. Just like I said, man, I'm gonna get with all of our other brothers, from Austin, Makai, Darius, Traylon. I think Traylon on a cruise right now. Everybody,
Uh-huh.
man, we gonna sit down and we're gonna chop it up. We're gonna shine a very bright light on you guys in terms of what's going on. Because if nobody in the state of Mississippi is talking about you, who's gonna talk about
Right,
you? And I know y'all stories. I know
right.
y'all success stories. I know where y'all been and I know where y'all still going. You see. So I appreciate you, man, for coming on and giving me an opportunity. What I'm gonna do, man, I'm gonna put you on the screen by yourself. If you have any information that you want to pass along to the people, how they can get in contact with you, what you have going on in the community right now, your Instagram, your social, your Facebook, whatever it is that you want to push out there to the world, your closing message. You got me?
Yes, sir.
All right, my brother.
All right. So yeah, man, Jaylan Wilson, man. I appreciate y'all for having me, man. It was fun chopping it up with Coach G, man. That's my guy. He been my guy since forever, man. If you ever need to reach out to me for anything, for any advice, or parents, if you want me to get with your child, to for being a mentor or work out with them, or guide them, man, you can always reach out to me. Facebook, my Facebook name Jaylan Wilson. Just type me in. Most of y'all might have me on as a friend already. All you gotta do is just either hit me on Messenger, DM me. I give y'all my number and stuff like that. But yeah, y'all can always contact me for anything, man. I'm always willing to get with the kids, man, because it's always a way. It's always a way. So with this journey I'm going through now, man, I'm still pushing to hit the major league, so I can't give it up just yet. So, you know, uh still got work to do. We still got work to do. But again, man, I appreciate y'all for having me. Coach G, I appreciate you for having me, man. This was much needed. This was much needed, man. This was definitely much needed. And yeah, so if y'all need me, man, y'all can always contact me, man. Hit me up on Facebook, man.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Um, I have Shane Anderson, 6915, says one of the brightest, most coachable, and genuine, amazing people you'll ever meet with Jaylan.
Yes,
Truly,
sir.
someone kids can look up to. Now,
That's
these
cool.
I'm telling you, man, we getting comments from everywhere, people chiming in, all kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I just hadn't been paying attention to the comments.
yeah, yeah, man. That's Coach Shane, man. That's Coach Shane.
Okay, okay, okay. Well,
He gave me an opportunity. He gave me an opportunity to keep balling. He
right.
was when I started with the Gulf Coast Raiders with semi-pro, he was the head coach, and I reached out to him because I told him I still have fuel in the tank. And he said, man, he said we got practice. I think I hit him up on a Sunday. He said, man, we got practice Monday. Can you be there? I said, Coach, I'll be there. And that was his then. He took that chance on me, man. Been rocking with him ever since.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Big shout out to Shane Anderson, man. Big shout out to
Yes,
Coach
sir.
Shane Anderson. Hey man, you got you a true Jim and Jaylan Wilson, without question. Without
Appreciate it,
question.
coach.
So look here, man. Hey, I appreciate you. Hopefully we can reschedule another day, another time to chop it up again.
Most
I'm
definitely.
gonna get with the rest of you brothers and sisters, man. I gotta get everybody's number, get everybody locked in. But we will have a series of all of you guys get on this thing and talk about Bay St. Louis, talk about growing up in Mississippi, talk about your experiences and your success stories, because you are a success, Jaylan, whether you realize it or not. You know, sometimes when you got your head down and you're working, you're doing your thing, you're not paying attention because you're accomplishing so much, you may not realize how much of a success story you are to people that are just paying attention to your moves, paying attention to what you got going on, right?
Yes,
And
sir.
I say this a lot, you know, and it's a testament to my sons, but all of you guys took a true part of saving my life. You might not realize that. And I say that because y'all know I was what, 450 plus pounds
Mm-hmm.
when we had gotten started,
Mm-hmm.
damn near 500 pounds, and I got down to 250. They thought I was smoking dope. Remember?
You locked in.
Oh yes, definitely locked
Locked
in,
in.
running the
You locked
brand.
in.
Dude, I mean, we was the same shit y'all was doing. I was out there doing it with you.
Yes, sir. Sweatsuit
So
and everything. Locked in.
hey, hey. So like I say, man, I was a part of that journey and I loved every part of it. Seeing you guys go through it. I know y'all hated me at the time,
Well,
but
we didn't know. We didn't know, but you seen it though. You
yeah,
seen the vision. And
yeah.
that's one thing. We didn't know what we was going through. We were young. So we was like, man, this a bunch of BS, man. Like, bro. Yeah, bro. He always got us doing this, but now, cause I always think about it, now,
Yeah,
man, he did that for a reason because he seen that.
yeah.
They seen that.
That's right.
And then that's why I say, Cole, I'm speaking for all of us, man. We appreciate that. We
Oh man.
we we appreciate that, man.
We knew how awesome y'all were. Let me just say that. We saw that, we knew that, and we already knew the deck was already stacked up against you guys, right? Because they didn't expect anything from you. Even the head coach at the school didn't expect. You know what I'm saying? He was just happy to be getting a check. But you guys, over time, have proven beyond a question of a doubt that you are awesome. You come from awesome stock, awesome family, awesome community, Bay St. Louis, Mississippi, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
And you're still an ambassador and a beacon of light for everyone that's coming behind you. So, my good man, Jaylan Wilson, I appreciate you. Prayers go out to you and to your family, the baby boy that you're raising right now. And I thank you, my brother.
Yes, sir.
Thank
I
you. All right.
appreciate you, coach. I appreciate you.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And we're going to close this thing out, man. And everybody already knows with me, man. It's always about health, wealth, and wellness. Y'all know what it is. Stay
Yes,
down.
sir.
What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G. And this is my personal invite to all of you to join me on Industry Talk on the Prime Time Network daily at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time, where I get into great conversations with entrepreneurs, artists, industry leaders, you name it, we bring it to the table. So make sure you tap in with us, lock us in, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend. And we stream on all major platforms. And be sure to visit us at gemsitpublishing.com. This is Industry Talk. Let's get into it.
Motion.